So let us solve the first question, guys, of paper 1 chemistry. Okay. If the distribution of molecular speeds of a gas is as per the figure shown below, then the ratio of most probable, the average, and the root mean square speeds respectively is. So we have to get the answer from the graph, guys. Don't go by the equation. Don't go by the equation for the velocities and get the answer. That will give you the wrong answer. Okay. Now if you look at this graph, so it's a symmetrical graph. So your most probable velocity or speed will be equal to what? Will be equal to the average velocity, right? So the ratio of your most probable and average velocity will be what? The ratio of both will be 1:1. Okay. Now looking at what? Now looking at the root mean square velocity. Now this is the square of the average and square root, right? So this will be obviously be higher than both the velocities, right? That's why if you look at the options, what I have, so 1:1:1, that is not the answer, because your root mean square velocity will not be equal to the average velocity. It is the square and the square root, right? So B is what? B is 1:1:1.224. So 1:1 is correct. Okay. And 1.224 is higher than the other two, right? 3 and 4, the option C and D are not satisfying. So the answer is option B, guys. Okay, is this understood? The only tricky part over here is most of you will do what? Most of you will take the formulas and solve it. That will give you the answer as what? As option C. But that will give you a negative marking over here, guys. Okay, so be careful. Just solve it by looking at the graph, guys. Okay, let us move on to the next question. Okay, which of the following liberates O2 upon hydrolysis? Okay, so what we have, a question from a mixed question from S&P block, that is we have Pb3O4, KO2, NO2O2, Li2O2. Okay, so if I take Pb3O4 and I carry out hydrolysis of this, okay, I'm adding water to this, so this will give you what? This will give you PbOH twice. It will not give you oxygen gas, guys. Okay, let us look at the second option. Second option, we have KO2. So this on hydrolysis will give you what? This will give you KOH plus H2O2 plus O2. So in this case, what we are getting? So here, what is liberated? Here oxygen gas is liberated, guys, right? So this option, that is KO2, is our correct answer, guys. Okay. So two easy questions to start off. Let us look at what we have in store. Let us look at the third question, guys. Let us solve question number 3, guys. So what we have? A colorless aqueous solution contains nitrates of two metals X and Y. When it was added to an aqueous solution of NaCl, white precipitate was formed. Okay, so with NaCl, it is giving you white precipitate. This precipitate was found to be partly soluble in hot water to give a residue P and a solution Q. So one metal nitrate gives you a chloride which is partly soluble in water. The other is giving you what? The other is giving you a chloride which is completely soluble in water, right? The residue P was soluble in aqueous ammonia, also in excess sodium thiosulfate. Okay, so there is our hint, guys. Which residue is soluble in ammonia, guys? AgCl is soluble in ammonia, right? So that is our first metal, that is silver. The hot solution Q gave a yellow precipitate with Ki. Now, which metal gives you a yellow precipitate with Ki? The metal is lead, guys. Okay, so we got our two metals, and what are the two metals? One is your Ag, that is if I take AgNO3 and I take PbNO3 twice. So this when treated with what? This when treated with NaCl. This will give you AgCl. This gives you AgCl. This gives you PbCl2. AgCl is partly soluble in hot water and PbCl2 is completely soluble in hot water, right? Now if I add ammonia to AgCl, if I add ammonia to AgCl, what will I get? I will get a complex with Ag, that is, this is Ag NH3 twice, carrying a positive charge. And if I take PbCl2 and I treat it with what? I treat it with Ki. So this will give me PbI2. So this gives me a yellow precipitate, and this is soluble, guys. So the answer with respect to whatever data is given to us, the answer over here is option A, guys. Okay, I hope you have understood this. Very lengthy but a simple question. Okay, 3 simple questions, guys. Let us look at question number 4.